To make sure my half-sister married my fiancé, my family staged everything like a chess game. The night before the wedding, I was thrown into a warehouse and tortured by two of my father's enforcers, animals with no conscience. 3 hours of agony. When they finally dumped me at a private clinic, my father arrived looking furious, pretending to be outraged. "I'll kill whoever did this to my daughter." Matteo Rossi, the mafia don, roared, slamming his fist against the wall. My older brother, Dr. Chris Rossi, the family's prized surgeon, put on a concerned mask. "Don't worry, Ivana, I'll fix you up. You'll be okay, I promise," he whispered while adjusting my foreline. But lying on that gurney, pretending to be unconscious, I heard what they really thought. Chris leaned toward our father, voice low, but not low enough. "Father, wasn't it a bit much? Letting our men rough her up like that?" Don Matteo paused, staring through the glass window at me. "I didn't expect them to go that far," he admitted coldly, "but it works. Rupert won't want a ruined bride. Marion will step in without resistance." I shut my eyes tighter, my whole body trembling. So that's what I was to them, an expendable pawn for the family business. Chris's consigliere, Leo, inspected my injuries quickly and rushed out. "Don, her ribs are cracked, she's lost a lot of blood. We need to operate ASAP. We'll start prepping now," Chris said, voice sharp with urgency. But Matteo raised a hand calmly. "Wait, not yet." Chris frowned. "What the hell are you talking about?" "We hold off until Marion and Rupert's wedding is over," Matteo said smoothly, like he was discussing the weather. "Ivana's wounds aren't fatal. Delay the surgery. If she recovers too soon, she'll cause trouble." Leo blinked. "Doctor, that's dangerous. There's internal bleeding. We can't gamble with this." "I agree," Chris snapped. "I'm not letting her suffer anymore. I gave my word to protect her." A loud crack rang out as Matteo smacked him across the face. "You naive idiot," he hissed. "You think this is about you and your word? We're too deep into this. Ivana has to stay under until Marion seals the deal. No distractions. No screw-ups. Got it?" Leo stood frozen, caught between orders and ethics. "Get her the strongest painkillers you can find. Morphine, fentanyl, whatever. Knock her out if you have to. We do the surgery tomorrow night," Matteo commanded. I couldn't feel my face anymore. The bastards had knocked out a few of my teeth, and my mouth was still bleeding. My stomach churned with betrayal. When Matteo divorced my mother, he fought hard to keep me. I thought it was love for her daughter, but no, it was leverage. And Chris, he was my shield as a kid. He used to pick fights with the other mafia brats if they even looked at me wrong. He'd give me the last slice of pizza, share his jacket when I was cold. Now, he let our father beat him down for trying to help me. He let him delay the surgery that might save my life. The door creaked open, and they both walked in again. I shut my eyes quickly, forcing my breathing to slow, but my fists clenched without permission. Matteo noticed instantly. "She's awake," he said, reaching down to grab my hand. "Ivana, sweetheart, can you hear me? You're going to be okay." The concern in his voice made my skin crawl. He looked over his shoulder. "Chris, don't just stand there. Give her something for the pain. Make sure it's the best." Chris moved to my side, avoiding my eyes. He cleaned the blood from my lips and wrapped my wounds with care. Too careful. A performance for the others. His fake gentleness made me want to scream. "It hurts so bad," I whispered, forcing tears into my voice. "When can I have the surgery?" Matteo jumped in before Chris could answer. "The meds we need are held up. Customs issues. We're doing everything we can. It should arrive tomorrow night." "Bullshit." I turned to Chris, eyes hollow. "That true? You can't help me no. Even if I'm bleeding inside?" He flinched. Just for a second, guilt flashed in his eyes before it was gone. "Don said it all, Ivana," he muttered. "Don't worry, I'll make sure you're safe." I stared at him, barely able to breathe from the pain in my chest and the one deeper inside me. Safe? Safe from what? Them? No. No one's going to save me this time, so I'll save myself. And when I rise from this bed, the blood they spilled won't be mine anymore. It'll be theirs. Because I remember the promises. I remember the lies wrapped in love. "I don't care what happens between me and your mother," Matteo once said, crouching down to fix my braid before Sunday church. "You're my princess, Ivana, my blood. I'd die before letting anyone touch a hair on your head." And Chris? He was 13 when he stepped between me and a boy twice my size who tried to steal my backpack. "You don't mess with my sister," he growled, nose bleeding, lip split. Then he turned to me with a crooked grin. I'll eyes protect you, Vanna. Even if the whole world turns on us." The whole world didn't have to, just them. Now Chris won't even look at me for more than a second. And my father is the architect of this cage. The truth is, they never built a wall around me to protect me. They built a ring. And Marion? She's not just my half-sister. She's the daughter of my father's mistress, the woman who destroyed my parents' marriage. The woman my mother caught him with in their bed the night before she jumped off that tower. They said she was crazy, that she had an affair with our driver, that she couldn't handle the divorce. But I remember the bruises she tried to hide with silk scarves. I remember the day she locked herself in her room and cried for hours after finding out about Marion. Chris told me once, in a moment of guilt, that it wasn't the fall that killed her. It was the years of betrayal that pushed her to the edge. But even he swallowed Matteo's version of events in the end. They all did. Our mother was unstable, Matteo used to say, voice heavy with mock sorrow. She couldn't live with the shame. I tried to help her. No, he didn't try to help her. He drove her mad and handed her the reason, Marion. And now that same bastard child was wearing my wedding dress, claiming my future, smiling like she hadn't been born from a lie soaked in blood. Chris sliced open the bloodied fabric of my pants with a scalpel, quick and clean, revealing deep bruises and torn skin stretched across my abdomen. His hands hesitated, trembled. The damage was bad. Ribcage mottled in purple and green. Lacerations crusted over with dried blood. My breathing was shallow, ragged. Chris moved automatically. Pressure. Gauze. More pressure. Painkillers came next. Sharp relief flooding my veins, dulling the edges but not enough to forget. No one said it, but they were shaken. I could feel it in how Chris lingered over every step, in how Mateo paced like a caged animal behind him. Chris didn't prep for surg. Airy, didn't call anyone, just kept me stable, kept stalling. Later, in the shadows of the ER room, I heard them whispering near the supply cabinet. Chris lowered his voice. Dad, she's barely hanging on. Are we really going through with posting that footage? Mateo lit a cigarette, exhaled slowly. Rupert still head over heels for her. The wounds alone won't push him away. We need to make her look dirty, like a liability to the family's reputation. Chris looked horrified. You're gonna frame your own daughter as bait? Mateo's eyes were steel. We leak it now, right before the wedding. Just enough to make her untouchable to the Kaufmans. And once Marian's locked in, we'll scrub it all. Clean her name later. I stared at the ceiling, biting back the scream in my throat. They were burying me alive. All I had done was go for a jog along the river last night. The Rossetti bastards snatched me up, dragging me behind an abandoned warehouse. Now my own blood was using that to kill my name. A few minutes later, my phone buzzed weakly beside me. I winced, grabbed it with my unbandaged hand. It was a message from Mela, my best friend. Ivana, you need to see this. It's blowing up. She sent a link. I tapped it. A Facebook video opened. My face, but it wasn't me. A girl who looked like me was laughing, leaning into the Rossetti men, whispering something into one of their ears before walking off with them into the dark. The caption? Mafia heiress caught sneaking off with enemy thugs before wedding to Kaufman heir? My stomach twisted. The comment section was a hellscape. Wow, that's Ivana Rossi? What a trashy move. Rupert's dodging a bullet. She belongs in the Rossi basement, not at a wedding. If I were Rupert, I'd dump her and break her legs for good measure. This is what happens when you let mafia princesses think they're invincible. Tears stung my eyes. My body was already screaming in pain, but this was betrayal on another level. Chris rushed over, yanked the phone from my hand. Don't look at that, Ivana. I know it's not you. I know. Mateo glanced at the screen. His eyes narrowed. Then, in a dramatic show, he slammed the phone onto the ground, shattering it. This is disgusting, he snarled. Who the hell spread this garbage? I'm getting it taken down now. He marched out, muttering about lawyers and hacking contacts. Chris stroked my hair gently. Don't worry, Dad's got this. It'll all disappear by tomorrow. I didn't say a word. My eyes were wide open now. They were playing both sides, releasing the video, then pretending to save me from it. After 10 minutes, Mateo returned with a triumphant look. Gone. I've got my men scrubbing every trace. No one talks about my daughter like that. Chris chimed in. You're safe now, Ivana. We've got your back. I almost laughed. My body trembled, not from fear, but from rage. Too late. The video already had hundreds of thousands of views. It had spread into the Kaufman inner circles. Even if Rupert had doubts, this sealed the deal. By tomorrow, Marian would be walking down the aisle, and I'd be rotting in this hospital bed. Chris grew uneasy. He called in his assistant, who performed a full scan and handed him a sealed envelope afterward. Chris opened it, skimmed, and his face darkened. He pulled Mateo aside. Her internal bleeding's worse than we thought, he said quietly. Her organs, some of them are ruptured. If we don't operate tonight, she might not survive. And if she does, she'll never be able to have kids again. I closed my eyes. That was it. They had destroyed my body, my name, and my future. But they made one mistake. They didn't kill me. And now? I'd make them regret that.